Hello, friends, and welcome to Take Two for this Wednesday, the 13th of January, 2021. I'm Janie. I'm so glad you've decided to come along for the ride today on this hump day. Well, I was in the store the other day, and as I was waiting, socially distanced, and there was a mom and a little girl ahead of me, about 6, 7 feet ahead of me. But I could hear the interaction that they were having with the checkout person. And this little girl, she was maybe, I don't know, 6, 7 years old, and she was buying something. Obviously, it was like with her Christmas money, and she picked it out herself and was buying it herself. And as she was handing it to the girl at the checkout, she said, "Is this all?" And the little girl said, "Yes, ma'am." And she said, "Would you like it in a bag?" And she said, "Yes, please, ma'am." And she said, "All right." And she rang it up and she said, "That'll be, $9.27. And the little girl handed her a $10 bill. And she did that. And she said, "Here's your change." And the little girl said, "Thank you, ma'am." And she said, "Would you like this in a bag?" And the little girl said, "Yes, please, ma'am." And as they were leaving, she said, "Thank you, ma'am." And they walked out of the store. Now, I have to say this, that whole entire interaction happened without this little girl's mother prompting her. She didn't at any time have to say, "What do you say to the lady?" Or "What do you say?" Or "Make sure you thank her." She didn't have to say any of that. This little girl, like I said, maybe 6, 7 years old, unprompted, did all of that on her own. And I thought, well, how do you like that? Good manners are still in style. They're still in fashion. And as I was so pleased. And when it came to my turn and I went up to the checkout girl, she was still gazing at the little gal walking out the door with her mother. And she was just kind of like almost amazed, as if to say, "Isn't that remarkable?" All on her own, that little girl was so polite and so sweet and so friendly. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't a lot of children who do that, but that was just one that we got to see and lay our eyes on that day. And I said, "Isn't it lovely?" I said to the checkout girl, I said, "that good manners are still in style." She said, "Aren't they always?" And then she said, "And that little girl's manners are a whole lot better than some of the adults I see go through here that get angry easily. If something's mismarked, it's my fault." And she said, "At one point, I actually had somebody throw something at me because they were unhappy with the fact that they had picked something up they thought was on sale and it wasn't. And they threw it at me and walked out the door in the middle of a transaction." And I said, "Well, that's pretty awful." And she said, "Well, it doesn't happen all the time." She said, "That's only one time ever that it happened to me. But you get my point." Here's my point, boys and girls. Be polite. It goes a very long way. Have manners. Have good manners. You think, "Oh, well, I just went in to run in and buy one thing. I didn't have to worry about please and thank you." You know what? It takes no effort at all to say please and thank you. It takes no effort at all to give a smile. Of course, when you can see the smile, when you're not covered with a mask. But even with that checkout gal with the mask on her face like that, I could see in her eyes how full of joy she was at the politeness of that little girl. And even the mother, who also was masked, the mother, you could see in her eyes how proud she was of her little girl being so polite like that. And I honestly do not believe that that little girl did that out of fear or because she was trying to please her mother. I think it was just something that was natural. So here's what I have to say to you today. Make politeness and kindness part of your personality. Don't make it something that you have to really, really, really work hard at. But I'll tell you, if you really have to work hard at it because for so long your personality has been an ungrateful one or an apathetic one or a impolite one, if it's been that for so long, okay, then maybe you do need to work at it a little bit. But work at it to the point that being polite, having manners, and just being downright nice to other people, and this is a word for today, while we are in the situation we are, where there's a lot of impatience because of all the things that we've been going through in this life in these last several months, make it part of your personality eventually, that it'll just be second nature to have a little bit of kindness, politeness, and good manners. They never go out of style. So let's make sure we keep it that way. All right, now go out and be a blessing to somebody today. You may end up being the only one who is. And perhaps that little girl up until that point had been the only person who had been kind and polite and a blessing to that checkout lady, you know? So make sure you do that, okay? Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jeanne Sigler, JeanneSigler. Hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Every time another Take Two premieres, you will be notified. All right, have a terrific, wonderful day. And I'll see you on Friday for my Unsung Hero of the Week. Love ya. Bye-bye.